The stories of billionaires behind bars are both shocking and intriguing. Once celebrated figures now face serious legal consequences for their actions, raising questions about accountability and ethics in high-stakes industries. What drove them to risk it all, and what does their downfall mean for the sectors they once dominated? Are they cautionary tales of greed, or do they reflect deeper issues within the financial landscape? The answers may reshape our understanding of wealth and power. Number 6. Changpeng Zhao. Start with Changpeng Zhao, commonly known as CZ. He's the founder of Binance, which is currently the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. Born in China in 1977, Zhao moved to Canada as a teenager and studied computer science at McGill University. After working in various trading firms, he decided to launch Binance in 2017, and it took off like a rocket. Under Zhao's leadership, Binance became a dominant player in the crypto market, attracting millions of users with its user-friendly interface and low trading fees. The platform offered a wide range of cryptocurrencies and innovative features like futures trading and staking. However, with great success comes great scrutiny. Regulators around the world started to take notice, raising concerns about Binance's compliance with anti-money laundering regulations. Fast forward to April 2024, and Zhao found himself facing serious legal challenges. He was sentenced to 4 months in prison for failing to implement adequate AML measures on his platform. The United States government accused Binance of facilitating transactions linked to criminal activities, including drug trafficking and terrorism financing. Despite this setback, Zhao's net worth has soared to around $66.5 billion, thanks to his substantial stake in Binance and the value of the exchange-issued token BNB. His case has sparked discussions about clearer regulations in the rapidly evolving cryptocurrency landscape. Number 5. Alan Stanford. Now let's talk about Alan Stanford, a name that resonates with one of the largest Ponzi schemes in history. Born in 1950 in Mexia, Texas, Stanford initially made his fortune through offshore banking and financial services based in Antigua. He lived a lavish lifestyle and was known for his philanthropic contributions, but operated under a cloud of suspicion regarding his business practices. Stanford's Ponzi scheme involved selling fraudulent certificates of deposit through his bank, while promising investors unusually high returns, often much higher than traditional banks offered. Over time, he defrauded investors out of approximately $7 billion by using new investors' money to pay returns to earlier investors while funding his extravagant lifestyle. In February 2009, Stanford's empire collapsed when United States regulators charged him with fraud. He was arrested shortly thereafter and faced numerous charges related to securities fraud and conspiracy. In 2012, after a lengthy trial that exposed the extent of his fraudulent activities, Stanford was convicted on multiple counts and sentenced to 110 years in prison. His case serves as a stark reminder of how unchecked greed can lead to devastating consequences for countless individuals who trusted him with their savings. The fallout from Stanford's scheme prompted calls for increased regulatory oversight within the financial services industry to prevent similar schemes from occurring in the future. At his peak, Stanford's net worth was estimated at $2.2 billion, but it evaporated completely due to legal penalties and restitution obligations stemming from his conviction. Number 4. Martin Shkreli. The next one is Martin Shkreli, perhaps one of the most controversial figures in recent pharmaceutical history. Born in 1983 in New York City to Albanian parents who immigrated from Kosovo, Shkreli showed early promise as an entrepreneur and investor. After graduating from Baruch College with a degree in business administration, he began working on Wall Street before founding several hedge funds focused on biotechnology investments. Shkreli gained notoriety as CEO of Turing Pharmaceuticals after he infamously raised the price of Daraprim, a life-saving drug used to treat parasitic infections, by over 5,000% overnight. This outrageous move sparked massive public outrage and brought significant media attention to his business practices. In December 2015, Shkreli was arrested on charges of securities fraud related to Turing Pharmaceuticals and his previous hedge fund activities. Prosecutors accused him of misleading investors about his hedge fund's performance while misusing their money to pay off debts from other investments. In August 2017, Shkreli was convicted on 2 counts of securities fraud and conspiracy. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison and ordered to forfeit $7.4 million worth of assets, including one-of-a-kind collectibles like a Wu-Tang Clan album. His actions have made him a symbol of corporate greed within the pharmaceutical industry and sparked ongoing discussions about drug pricing ethics. At one point, Shkreli's net worth reached approximately $70 million, but it has since diminished significantly due to legal fees and restitution obligations stemming from his conviction. Number 3. Raj Rajaratnam. Let's dive into the story of Raj Rajaratnam, a name that became synonymous with one of the largest insider trading cases in United States history. Born in Sri Lanka in 1957, Rajaratnam moved to the United States for his education, earning a degree in economics from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. He quickly made a name for himself on Wall Street as the founder of the Galleon Group, which was once one of the biggest hedge funds. Rajaratnam was known for his aggressive trading strategies and impressive returns, but his rise to fame took a dark turn. In October 2009, he was arrested as part of a massive investigation into insider trading practices among hedge funds. The United States Attorney's Office accused him of using insider information from corporate executives to make illegal trades that netted him millions. During his trial, prosecutors presented wiretap recordings that captured conversations with insiders providing confidential information about companies like Intel and Goldman Sachs. In May 2011, after a high-profile trial, Rajaratnam was convicted on 14 counts of conspiracy and securities fraud. He received an 11-year prison sentence, which at the time was the longest sentence ever imposed for insider trading. On top of that, he was fined $10 million and ordered to forfeit about $53 million in illicit profits. His case marked a significant moment in the crackdown on insider trading, showing that even high-profile hedge fund managers can face serious consequences for their actions. Number 2. John Kapoor. Now let's talk about John Kapoor, an Indian-American businessman and founder of Insys Therapeutics. Kapoor is best known for producing Subsys, a fentanyl-based spray used to treat cancer pain. Born in 1943 in India, he came to the United States for his education and earned a doctorate in pharmacy from Wayne State University. Kapoor's entrepreneurial spirit led him to establish Insys Therapeutics in 1990, where he initially found success with innovative drug delivery systems. However, things took a turn when Insys began aggressively marketing Subsys and faced intense scrutiny over its practices during America's opioid crisis. In May 2019, Kapoor was convicted on charges of conspiracy to commit racketeering and fraud related to his company's marketing tactics for Subsys. Prosecutors argued that he conspired to bribe doctors to prescribe Subsys unnecessarily and misled insurance companies about its use. In December 2019, he was sentenced to 5.5 years in prison for his role in this scheme. Kapoor's case sent shockwaves through the pharmaceutical industry, highlighting the need for greater accountability among executives who prioritize profits over patient welfare. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the ethical responsibilities that come with running a pharmaceutical company. Number 1. Bernard Madoff. The last one is Bernard Madoff, perhaps one of the most infamous figures in financial history. Born in 1938 in New York City, Madoff founded Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities LLC in 1960 and quickly became well respected on Wall Street. He attracted thousands of investors with promises of consistent returns that far outpaced traditional investments. But behind this fade lay one of the largest Ponzi schemes ever orchestrated. Madoff relied on new investors' money to pay returns to earlier investors while claiming to use a proprietary trading strategy that generated profits regardless of market conditions. In December 2008, Madoff's scheme collapsed when he could no longer meet redemption requests during the financial crisis. He was arrested shortly thereafter and charged with securities fraud. In March 2009, Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 felony counts, including securities fraud and money laundering. He was sentenced to 150 years in prison, one of the longest sentences ever imposed for financial crimes. Madoff defrauded investors of approximately $65 billion. leading to devastating losses for individuals and charitable organizations. His case has become synonymous with financial fraud and has prompted calls for increased regulation within the investment industry to protect investors from similar schemes in the future. Madoff died in prison in April 2021, but left behind a legacy marked by betrayal and loss that continues to resonate throughout Wall Street today. The financial world is watching closely as these cases unfold. Will they lead to stricter regulations and greater accountability in their industries? Only time will tell. If you find this video insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on the fascinating intersection of wealth, power, and justice.